Hi everyone. Today we'll be talking about Denzel Curry's 32 Zell and why one of his earliest projects that really put him on the map matters till this day. It was released in 2015. 32 Zell is short and punchy, only 7 tracks, and is about 25 minutes long. But in that short runtime, it manages to do something not every early project does. It gives you a strong sense of who Denzel Curry was as an artist at that time, and also hints at who he would become, which a lot of earlier projects really don't. And you can tell he's still figuring out himself in this project. But even in these early days, there's a confidence and a spark that makes this project stand out. It's at its core, 32 Zell is pure, unfiltered energy. Curry doesn't hold back on anything. He's aggressive and loud and chaotic in a way that's thrilling rather than off-putting. There's no attempt to make things polished or over melodic. This isn't about being subtle or refined. It's about making a statement and staking his claim, which is such a good thing. And he does that really brilliantly. Listening to this project, you get the feeling that Denzel is testing boundaries, pushing his voice, delivery, and flow to see what sticks. The production matches the raw intensity. It's very much in the SoundCloud era Florida rap mold at the time, which was heavy 808s, rattling hi-hats, distorted synths, and beats that still hit hard, till this day. Some of the instrumentals feel minimal and or rough around the edges, but that adds to the overall aesthetic. It's gritty and unapologetic, and it complements Denzel's performance perfectly. It's not about being subtly, it's about impact. And yeah, it's about impact is exactly what this album delivers, even till this day. One thing that works incredibly well in this album's momentum, despite its brevity, it doesn't feel rushed or incomplete. Every track has a sense of urgency, and the album moves quickly enough that it never drags. Songs like Ultimate became viral sensations later, and it's easy to see why. Even as a young artist, Denzel had a sound that grabbed attention immediately. That high-octane energy flows throughout the project and keeps you engaged, which is hard to do for some artists. And me personally, I want to be engaged with an album start to finish. And of course, 32 Zell isn't without its flaws though. You can hear that this is a still developing artist. Some tracks can feel uneven, and a few hooks also don't land as memorably as they could, and there's a lack of thematic cohesion or storytelling compared to Denzel's later works. But even these flaws feel like a part of the charm. They make the album feel real, and that's what really matters. If you're getting a glimpse into the young artist at the time, experimenting and learning in real time why he's like this now, it really matters. And despite the rough edges, there are also hints of Denzel Curry we know now, the one that made King of the Mischievous South, Taboo, Zoo, all that kind of albums that hit really hard. You can hear him experimenting with melody and cadence, testing how far he could push his delivery without losing energy, and these moments in his lyrical skill shines through, even if it's not fully refined yet. These glimpses of potential make 32 Zell really fascinating to revisit, especially for the fans who have followed his growth over the past decade. Another notable thing about this album is how it serves as a time capsule. It captures a very specific moment in the Florida rap scene, the mid-2010s SoundCloud movement, and Curry's own evolution. There's a raw, almost DIY vibe here that feels aesthetic, and you're not really hearing an album, you're witnessing the early stages of an artist who could go on and release more experimental, ambitious, and cohesive projects like Imperial, Taboo, and Zoo. And while it's short and sometimes abrasive, that's a certain fun in 32 Zell's chaos. It's a reminder that rap doesn't always have to be overly polished to seriously land. Sometimes it needs energy, attitude, and a distinct voice, all of which Denzel had in spades, even this early in his career. The final verdict is that 32 Zell was a messy, chaotic, and unapologetic bold, which is really hard for some artists to do, and this might sound like a bad thing, but it's really not perfect or not that subtle, but it's really exciting, high energy, and full of personality. This is a debut that shows a young artist testing boundaries, discovering his strengths, and building the foundation for what would come a much more refined and ambitious career. The verdict is a strong recommend, especially if you want to see the origins of Denzel Curry's sound, energy, and vision, and understand how he's come so far since then. And really, this is all just my opinion and take on Denzel Curry's 32 Zell. It's a raw, messy, and chaotic, but it also is full of a promise and character that Denzel holds up to even today. And what I want to ask you guys is, did it age well for you? Have you really listened to this album again recently? Or how do you think it holds up next to his later works like King of the Mischievous South, Taboo, Zoo, Imperial, like stuff like that? Do you think it holds up still to his later work? If so, I want you to comment down below and tell me. And I'll see you guys in the next one.